If you've got sensitive skin, you know the deal. You want those powerful anti-aging results, but pretty much every active ingredient just leaves you red and irritated. Well, what if I told you a recent clinical study took a look at a classic ingredient, vitamin C, but applied it in a totally new way? Okay, let's dive into this and see if it's the breakthrough we've all been waiting for. So here's our game plan. We'll start by digging into the problem of sensitive skin. Then we'll bring in our hero ingredient, vitamin C, and walk through how a clinical trial put it to the test. After that, we'll unpack the incredible results and get to the final verdict. Is this treatment really safe and effective? Okay, so let's get right to the heart of it. It's this constant, frustrating battle, right? You want skincare that actually works against aging, but you're stuck with skin that reacts to, well, almost everything.
It's a really tough spot to be in, and it makes you wonder, is finding a powerful anti-aging product that doesn't cause a flare-up just a bunch of hype? Or is there actually some real hope out there? Well, that is the exact question the researchers in this study wanted to answer.
Now, just so we're all on the same page, when we talk about sensitive skin in a clinical sense, we're not just talking about getting a little pink. We're talking about a very specific set of symptoms, that stinging, burning, itching, and redness that get triggered by things that most people's skin wouldn't even blink at. Things like a change in temperature, certain foods, or even just stress. And hey, if you're dealing with this, you are so far from alone. The scale of this problem is kind of staggering, actually. We're talking about roughly half the population in Europe dealing with sensitive skin in some way. It is an incredibly common issue. All right, so the problem is huge, we get it. But what if the solution wasn't some new, exotic, hard-to-pronounce ingredient? What if it was a trusted classic? Let's talk about ascorbic acid, which you probably just call vitamin C. So why is vitamin C such a legend in skincare? Well, it's a total powerhouse. It does so much more than just brighten your skin. It actively tells your skin to make new collagen, which means more firmness. It protects you from UV damage, it tackles dark spots, and get this, it actually helps block the enzyme that's responsible for breaking down the collagen you already have. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Just slathering vitamin C on your face, especially if your skin is sensitive, doesn't always work and can sometimes cause irritation. The real secret, the key, is delivery. Getting that vitamin C deep into the skin where it can do its job without freaking out the surface. And that's exactly what this clinical trial was all about. The researchers had a super clear mission. They wanted to know, if we use these new, modern ways to apply vitamin C, can we get real anti-aging results for people who have that redness-prone reactive skin? And can we do it safely? So they tested two different, pretty advanced methods. The first is called Sonophoresis, which basically uses gentle sound waves to open up these tiny temporary doorways in your skin. The other is Microneedling, using these incredibly short, we're talking 0.2 millimeter needles, to create tiny channels. Both methods are designed to do the exact same thing, sneak that vitamin C past the front door and get it deep inside where it can really get to work. And the way they set up this study was really clever. They found 25 volunteers who all had clinically confirmed sensitive skin. Then, for every single person, they treated the left side of their face with sonophoresis and the right side with microneedling. They did this every 2 weeks for 6 sessions total, which let them do a perfect side-by-side comparison on the very same person. Genius, right? Okay, so they did all that. What happened? Let's get to the good stuff, the results. This is where we find out if all that clever science actually paid off. First up, the big one for anyone with sensitive skin, redness. And the results here are wow. The microneedling side saw almost a 24% drop in redness. The sonophoresis side was right behind it with a more than 19% reduction. And just to be clear, these aren't just numbers. That's a change you can actually see in the mirror. All right, next up, elasticity. Now, they measured this with a bunch of sciencey parameters, but don't worry about the jargon. All you need to know is that they saw a statistically significant improvement with both methods. In plain English, people's skin got noticeably firmer, bouncier, and more elastic. The clinical data is cool, but what did the actual people in the study have to say? Well, their feedback was pretty much off the charts. Every single one of them, 100%, said they saw less redness. And a whopping 96% said they saw an overall improvement, felt their skin was more elastic, and noticed it was more hydrated. And for me, this quote says it all. This is maybe the most incredible finding. It wasn't just that their skin looked better, it actually behaved better. People were saying that their skin wasn't freaking out anymore at their usual triggers, things like stress, spicy food, a glass of wine. That means the treatment wasn't just hiding symptoms, it was actually making the skin stronger.
So we've got these incredible results, which brings us to the final and maybe most important question. We know it seems to be effective, but was it actually safe for this super delicate skin type?
With any kind of treatment, you've got to talk about side effects. And the study was totally upfront about it. Yeah, about half of the participants had some temporary irritation. But, and this is the crucial part, it was described as mild, and it vanished within a few minutes to a few hours. For a treatment that delivers these kinds of benefits on sensitive skin, that is a fantastic safety profile. So let's just wrap this all up. What's the bottom line? Well, this study pretty clearly shows that yes, vitamin C can be an amazing anti-aging tool for sensitive skin, as long as you have the right delivery method. Both sonophoresis and microneedling worked wonders on redness and elasticity, and maybe most importantly, they actually made the skin stronger and less reactive, all while being really well tolerated.
And this leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. This whole study was about vitamin C, but imagine applying this idea to other powerful ingredients. It really suggests that the future of sensitive skincare might not be about finding new, gentle ingredients, but about finding smarter ways to deliver the powerful ones we already love. Really makes you think, doesn't it?